Hi, I'm Birdime. My turtle's tank is kind of loud today. I don't know, maybe you guys can't hear it. But today we are finally reviewing Miss Marvel. And I had mixed opinions about the show. It started good. Even like I could ignore the powers type thing, being different than the comic book. And I can even ignore it being more PG because you really don't notice it much. The main thing you notice is that, like, how do I word it? They have some, like, more Disney Channel points early on. But beyond that, like, it's not something where I could, like, criticize it severely. Like, that just means the show isn't for me. But even then, like, with those points in mind, there was so many things good about the show. The real issues with the show is, like, in episode 3, they tried to do, like, a kind of like an Uncle Ben moment, like, 3 or 4 times, pretty much in a row. And then the show definitely fell off pacing-wise. That's just so many points. And, like, it pretty much feels like 2 different TV shows combined together, and it's just like they watched 2 seasons almost worth of shows, maybe a season and a half. I just don't get why. There were certain characters where it was like Zoe, we kind of saw near the beginning, and then the end, the whole story arc that they tried to do with her other friend, I forgot her name, seeing that she had powers, felt rushed and just ignored for a few episodes. And that's really one of the biggest issues with the show, is that they go to Pakistan, and it really switches up the entire show. It wasn't bad. It kind of felt like a Disney Channel episode where they go to a different country or, different scenery, and you could tell they had to use different cameras for it because, it's like the TV special episode, and they put in more work. But then at the same time, they definitely had some issues with those episodes. I think those, unfortunately, were some of the more confusing episodes because they had, like, good things. Like, the Red Dagger guy was cool. Guy who runs the organization was cool, but then he just dies. And it felt like they could have done better with that. And then they could have done better with the whole bad people of the season, which is technically 3. They have damage control, which is kind of just in and out. And especially, like, they're there in the beginning and then they're definitely there at the end. And the ending part with them is actually really cool. I wish they set it up better. And then they have the Jinn, which they're okay. They're kind of like, their whole demise was kind of goofy and very over dramatic. But they kind of like, they were trying to work with Kamala. And then they switched on Kamala like so fast. They turned evil so fast. And then the other one is their son, which was on Kamala's side. And then he turned bad like even faster. Like, I don't get it. Those things really hurt the show. Beyond that, the concept was actually really good. Kamala was like a nice little, like, quirky, fun character. Very different than some of the other characters in the MCU. And I didn't mind that it was like a Disney Channel character in the MCU because I liked that it was something different. The actors clearly looked like they were having fun. Her friend group, despite being Disney characters, were fun. You kind of rooted for them. So the Kamala was an easy choose for character. Her family stuff, it was basic, like, even then, it was fun. They did good with the whole religion, heritage, stuff like that. It felt like I really thought they were going to do something enforced message. And, like, it was a little bit near the end, but it wasn't too bad. Like, it wasn't really enforced. Like, it kind of was hinted at near the beginning, so... Well, actually, in the beginning, there was 1 or 2 points where it's just like they were trying a bit too hard. It was supposed to be the underlying stuff of the show anyways, which I personally don't have an issue with. I know sometimes it feels more enforced, and it did at some points, actually, the more I think about it, but it wasn't too bad. And the show, it had some nice points, some fun points. It fits nicely into the MCU. I actually, like, why I'm complaining so much about the show is that it really could have been one of the best reviewed MCU TV shows if they just fixed some of the issues that they had. They really hurt the show near the end. What was an actually fun, different show with a different vibe, with some new and like cool things that they were trying out. And like she did this whole cool thing with like these paper stuff near the beginning. Like the text messages on the screen were cool. Like it's stuff that you will see other places, just not in the MCU, which I enjoyed. But overall, they hurt the show near the end. The MCU keeps doing this every time. But the show still had good points. Only a few bad CGI points. And overall, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give the show a 79. They just really hurt it near the end. It was so close to being like in the mid 80s near the beginning. And the beginning stuff definitely saved it, but we got more MCU coming soon. More other stuff to review. I'm sorry that I mainly just review MCU, but it's the main thing I watch is superhero stuff, and sometimes I watch stuff and then I'm like, oh, I should review that, and then I just don't. And then I just forget, kind of like I'm already a few weeks late to this. But have a good night.